Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, two recent incidents put Gainesville Police Department's K-9 unit back in the spotlight. How the department is working to stay transparent with the community when it comes to this unit.
And flashing forward, we'll tell you about the rising trend in thrifting.
And a new bill, Florida aims to keep minors away from social media with updated restrictions. First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
The suspect responsible for last month's hoax school shooting call at Denellen Middle. This is First at 5. I'm Kennedy Mason.
And I'm Serra. Sowers. Detectives tracked the suspect down to Ontario, Canada. Investigators say 20-year-old William Tuckett faces several charges, including conveying false information. Deputies released the 911 call where they identified Tuckett as the caller.
I've been just feeling really suicidal lately, and people have been bullying me as well at school. And I'm about to honestly shoot some kid right now. I have a gun pointed at one kid already, so.
Investigators say Tuckett's actions stemmed from his belief that he was in an online relationship with a 13-year-old in Marion County. And when communication stopped, deputies say Tuckett started making the hoax calls. They say with the help of the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service, they were able to determine a pattern of false emergency calls he made.
The victim of a recent shooting has been identified as a high school student. The officials say the victim was a senior at Newberry High School. Deputies found the student with a gunshot wound near West Newberry Road Saturday night. He was taken to the hospital but didn't survive his injuries. If you have any information about the shooting, call the Alachua County Sheriff's Office.
Deputies in Marion County need your help in locating a man involved in an animal cruelty case. Matthew Wayne Keel is wanted by the Marion County Sheriff's Office for counts including aggravated animal cruelty. Investigators say his arrest warrant comes after officials found 53 dogs living in poor conditions, with many already dead. If you have any information regarding the case, call 352-732-9111 or provide an anonymous tip to 3868-STOP with the 2412 reference number. A Marion County woman has been sentenced to life in prison this morning on second-degree murder charges. Jennifer Hill was arrested in November of 2020 after fatally shooting 39-year-old Michael Hofaker. Witnesses say Hill wrongly identified the man and he did not pose any threat to Hill. Hill was found guilty in December of 2023, but she did not receive her sentencing until this morning.
Today's weather has been mostly mild with a little bit of wind, but that might change. WFT's Morgan Plotka joins us now with the weather forecast.
Yeah, Kennedy, so we're tracking some storms coming out west. We're seeing some tornado watches in areas like Winfield, Alexandria, and a severe amount in Orange as well. And those storms are going to hit the East Coast on Tuesday in Tallahassee, especially. We got an isolated marginal risk of those storms and a scattered slight risk right over there in Mobile. So we'll talk about that a little bit coming up next and what that's going to do for us. Now have a look at our campus cam right now. We are seeing some cloudy skies, temperatures around 76 miles per hour. Wind gusts are up to around 28 miles per hour right now. They're at 18 miles per hour. And then for the rest of the evening, those temperatures are going to cool down to the 60s. Back to you.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed a controversial new bill that bans young kids from having social media accounts. House Bill 3 bans children under 13 from creating new accounts and requires the platforms to remove current accounts held by that age group. The bill also requires parental consent to allow social media use for 14 and 15-year-olds. State leaders said this bill would help keep children from interacting with predators.
One of the things that I know a lot of parents have had concerns about is the role that the internet and social media play in the upbringing of young kids.
The bill focuses on features like infinite scrolling, likes, and algorithms. It takes effect January 1st. In other legislative news, DeSantis signed another bill that aims to protect children, this time in the workforce. With parental approval, those over 16 can work more than 30 hours per week. The bill is a departure from the original proposal that would have allowed minors over 16 to work full-time without breaks and without parental consent.
Additional arrests have been made following the investigation of a Columbia County daycare owner. Tamika Henry, owner of the Touched by an Angel Learning Academy, was arrested Thursday after deputies say she mishandled $3 million in state funding. During a search of Henry's home, deputies say they discovered a gun and multiple drugs, including marijuana, cocaine, and fentanyl. A report says the items belong to Henry's two sons, Samuel and Curtis Phillips. They were also taken into custody. Detectives are still investigating if the drugs were connected to Henry's fraud and grand theft charges. We are live from I-75, where construction could cause a slowdown. Florida Highway Patrol troopers can slow down drivers to 20 miles per hour anytime starting today. You could see slower speeds and more traffic through Wednesday as transmission lines are replaced.
Marion County Fire Rescue saved an elderly woman from a home that went up in flames over the weekend. MCFR units were called to a residential fire in Summerfield on the early morning on Sunday. When they arrived, much of the home was engulfed in flames. Fire crews were able to get the woman out and take her to a local hospital. In under an hour, the crew was able to control the flames and no injuries were reported on the scene. The cause of the fire is still under investigation by the Florida State Fire Marshal's office.
Also, in the early morning hours on Sunday, an unexpected, unwrangled visitor led Ocala police on a wild horse chase. An Ocala PD officer was writing a report in the Ollie's Bargain Outlet parking lot when she was greeted by the Black Beauty. The stallion led OPD officers on a brief chase along State Road 200 until they got a hold of the horse in a parking lot. The Marion County Sheriff's Office's agricultural unit took the animal to a more suitable pasture until the owner could be identified. MCSO posted an update to their Facebook page Sunday that the horse had been reunited with its owner.
For months, we've shared information with you surrounding Gainesville Police Department's reactivation of the K-9 unit past incidents called aggression into question. That coverage continues today as two new instances reveal how the K-9 program has been misused and helpful all at the same time. WUFT's Jake Lynch joins us with how the unit aims to stay transparent.
Over the weekend, the Gainesville Police Department released information on how the reinstated K-9 unit is doing. The information was mixed and is gaining attention.
In a release, Gainesville Police Department details two incidents involving its K-9 unit. One of which, the K-9 unit caught a man with multiple felony warrants. The next involved a K-9 attack of a houseless woman that police mistook as a suspect in a domestic abuse case. GPD reports the officer pulled the dog off. The release stated the woman was left with punctures to her left thumb and calf. The incidents happened 2 months after the reinstatement of the GPD K-9 unit. In March 2023, the city disbanded the K-9 unit amid backlash surrounding the Terrell Bradley case. Bradley was mauled by a member of the K-9 unit after being arrested in July 2022. The mauling resulted in the loss of his eye and portions of his hand. When the unit was reinstated in January, Gainesville City Manager Cynthia Curry said, "This strategic move has achieved the intended results. It gave GPD the opportunity to evolve procedures so our skilled and dedicated police officers can continue to have all the tools they need to protect our neighbors." The updated procedures mention that K-9 units can be used when a suspect is on foot. Once police find a suspect, police are allowed to use the K-9 in the arrest. Officers are told that the force of the K-9 is not allowed to be used until after a suspect is warned about the K-9 multiple times. The incidents that happened recently are currently under investigation. The handler of the K-9s is subject to dismissal if further review reveals abuse of the K-9, inadequate control of the K-9, or poor judgment while using the K-9.
I talked to the public information officer from GPD and he told me the department is looking to release the body cam footage as soon as possible. Live from the studio, Jake Lynch, WUFT News.
Coming up on WUFT News' First at 5, public schools are set to implement new textbooks into their curriculums, but not before your input. We'll tell you where and when you can review the material shortly. Plus, the demand for thrifting is on the rise, and so are its prices. We have more details from local stores and their reactions when First at 5 returns. You're watching WUFT-TV News. As the inflation rate continues to increase, the crowds at thrift stores are on the up and up. WUFT's Alex Land is live at St. Patrick Thrift Shop to tell us how this national trend is impacting local vintage stores.
Thrift stores like St. Patrick Thrift Shop behind me serve as a staple for those searching for affordable options. As retail goods grow more and more expensive, customers are being drawn to secondhand apparel. For as long as Jane Rodriguez can remember, she's loved her work.
Well, I started out as a little girl helping my aunt doing rummage sales. That's what they were called at that time. And then everybody said, you know, you have a knack for this. Why don't you open a thrift shop?
Little did she know that her childhood hobby would fuel her future career. Jane has unlocked the door to her St. Patrick Thrift Shop for the past 18 years. Recently, she's seen a spike in customers.
With the economy the way it is, we've also had an increase in business because people find out they can buy a lot of things here that are new or nearly new for a lot less.
According to ThreadUp, the secondhand apparel market is expected to grow 127% by 2026. Flashback's recycled fashions employee Tara Printy also noticed an increase.
There's definitely more people in here. My boss actually said that last year was the busiest year he's ever had owning this place. A lot of college students are just realizing how unaffordable a lot of stuff is.
According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, consumer prices are up 3.2% in the last year. Tara says the prices and sustainable shopping secondhand stores offer is restyling the future of fashion. Thrift stores like Flashback say they carry items that other retails might not, like this vintage hat. The thrifting trend makes Jane optimistic. We asked how long she plans to keep thrifting in season. She replied,
Until the Lord says you're through. Because I enjoy every
Jane encourages
day.
shopping at thrift stores because you never know when you'll hit the jackpot. Reporting live in Gainesville, Alex Land, WUFT News.
A Gainesville organization hosted an event to promote sustainability in the community. Zero Waste Gainesville and the Repurpose Project organized its first Fix-It clinic in 5 years. The event took place on Sunday to kick off the celebration of Zero Waste Week. Repurpose Project volunteers helped fix items brought to the event. Though the clinic's focus is repair, it also has an educational impact in the community.
More people are talking about zero waste, they're understanding what it means, they know how important it is to buy used instead of new if at all possible.
Zero Waste Gainesville will continue to organize events throughout the week.
The Marion County School Board is giving parents a new opportunity to get involved in their child's education. Members of the public can physically review potential textbooks and educational materials for 16 science courses across elementary, middle, and high schools. The open review night is scheduled for Thursday between 3 and 7 p.m. in Building 20 on the MTI campus. Following public viewing, committee members will consider the input in their next meeting on April 1st.
Residents of Williston, you are invited to share your vision for the city. Input about downtown Williston is welcomed at City Hall on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. More information can be found on the City of Williston's Facebook page. The City of Ocala also wants to hear your thoughts about how to improve the city. The Vision 2050 surveys give residents the opportunity to provide feedback and help plan for the city's future. The survey is open until April 5th. You can find more information on the City of Ocala's website. If you're looking to complete your Ocala Vision survey, we've got you covered. You can find a link to the survey and more on our website at WUFT.org.
Tracking storms coming into north central Florida Wednesday morning. I'll tell you a little bit more about that coming up next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
We're tracking some storms out west. We're seeing some heavy tornado warnings in areas like Winfield, Alexandria, and especially right here in Orange. And similarly in that area, in areas like Jackson, Louisville, and Greenville, we're seeing a numerous enhanced risk of those storms coming into that area. And having a look at that weather setup, we're going to see a front coming in west right here. That front's going to bring this weather to the east, and we're going to see some rain coming into the peninsula. So if you have a look right here in Tallahassee, we're seeing a marginal risk of rain coming in around Tuesday night, and also a scattered slight risk in Mobile of showers coming into that area as well Tuesday night. Now, because of that risk, we're going to see some flash flooding possibly in the Tallahassee area, a slight risk coming into that area, and then that's going to bring some weather coming into north central Florida, some rain on Wednesday morning. Now let's have a look at those showers. On Tuesday, you're going to see those showers coming into Tallahassee, and then right when Wednesday morning hits, you're going to see some more rain come into the north central Florida area, and because that front's kind of stationary, we're going to see some more showers coming in Thursday as well, and then that's going to tap out on Friday when we're going to see the rain kind of stop and we're going to see some sunshine. Now let's have a look outside. Cloudy skies right now. Temperatures around 76 degrees. Winds around 18 miles per hour coming from the east. Gusts around 28 miles per hour as well coming into north central Florida. Temperatures are around the high 70s. 76 degrees in Gainesville, 78 degrees in Ocala, and 77 degrees in the Villages. So it's feeling pretty warm outside as well, but it's going to feel a little bit cooler tonight when temperatures drop to the 60s as well. Now, because of those high heat temperatures coming in after the rain, we're going to see some high risk of pollen on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, I've been sneezing a lot outside as well, so you're probably really feeling the pollen as well too, but you're going to see a little bit more of that also on the weekend when those temperatures start to rise. So tomorrow, you're going to see temperatures around 85 degrees. Wednesday morning, you're going to see those storms start to come in, temperatures around 79 degrees, and then for the rest of the week, we're going to see temperatures in the 80s. Back to you.
Coming up in sports, it was bombs away for Gators baseball and softball as they both continued SEC action this past weekend. Gators softball swept number 23 Kentucky, while baseball dominated number 5 LSU to claim the series. All that and more after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome to Sports and Happy Monday. I'm Kaylann Sims. Number 6 Gators baseball defeated number 5 LSU in a series this weekend on the road in Baton Rouge. The Gators started off the series slow, but were able to finish it out strong on Sunday with a 4-run 8th inning. Gators Jack Caglione, Ty Evans, and Tyler Shelnut all hit back-to-back home runs to run rule. LSU 12-2. The Gators' next action will be against Florida State in Jacksonville tomorrow night at 6. Number 10 Gators softball sweeps number 23 Kentucky Wildcats over the weekend. The Gators started the series opener out strong Friday in a run rule victory over Kentucky in just 5 innings, 10-2, featuring freshman Ariel Kowalewski and Mia Williams hitting back-to-back home runs to help the offensive cause. The second game of this series, the Gators were able to secure their 23rd run rule victory of the season with a 9-1 win over Kentucky. The final game of this series, the Gators dominated 7-1, with Florida securing their first SEC series sweep of the season and for the program since 2022. Continuing the SEC action, Florida will take on Mississippi State on the road this upcoming weekend. Number 4 Florida Gymnastics competed in the SEC tournament this past weekend and did not have the outcome they were hoping for. The Gators finished in 4th Saturday, making it Florida's lowest finish since 2005. Florida put up a total of 197.3 overall. The Gators' Victoria Wynn and Leanne Wong turned in 9.925s on bars to complete a 7-way tie for 3rd on the event. Wong tied for 4th and Wynn shared 6th, while LSU's Haley Bryant won all around. Florida Gymnastics head coach Jenny Rowland says the performance was solid, but the Gators are capable of more. Up next for the Gators is the NCAA Regionals April 3rd. Number 11 Florida Lacrosse took care of business this weekend with a conference victory over Old Dominion by a score of 19-4, moving Florida to the record of 9-2 on the year. Gators head coach Amanda O'Leary says she is really excited for what the future holds.
Yeah, I'm really happy with where we are. We had a really, aggressive start to the season. We played, a bunch of top 10 teams, came away with a huge win against Maryland. big momentum booster for us. But yeah, we've won the last couple games by, a significant number. Our attack is running on all cylinders. We're having some good defensive plays, and our goalies are playing very well as well. So yeah, can't ask for anything more at this point. That's all.
Florida will look to finish their 5-game homestead on Wednesday when they host Liberty at 3 p.m. In men's college hoops news, Alabama and Tennessee are the sole SEC teams remaining and will play later this week against North Carolina and Creighton, respectively.
Kaylann, I really wish the Florida Gators were still in that game. I mean, that game against Colorado, those last seconds were absolutely crazy.
Yeah. It for sure kept me on my toes.
Yeah, yeah. All right, now to the weather.
Yeah, I was sad about that Gator loss too, but tomorrow temperatures are going to be pretty high, 85 degrees, and then Wednesday those showers are coming in.
Thanks for watching WUFT's First at 5.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.